moving on now then to point 9 in your notes, duration of copyright. So we're going to look at how long copyright lasts for, and this is a very important area. So that's point 9. So point 9.1 is original works. Now, since the duration of copyright and rights in performance regulations of 1995 came into force, the duration of copyright in most original works, that is literary, dramatic, musical and artistic, and in films, has been extended to the life of the author plus 70 years. Now, the duration of copyright is measured from midnight on the 31st of December of the year of one of 3 triggering events, either the author's death, the year of the making of the work, or the year of the first making of the work available to the public. If the country of origin of the work is not a European Economic Area, that's EEA country, and the author isn't a national of an EEA state, then the duration is restricted to that of its country of origin unless it's more than life plus 70 years, and that's in sections 12 to 14 of the CDPA. If the author is unknown, the copyright lasts till 70 years after the end of the year in which the work was made or made available to the public. That's in section 12. Copyright in computer-generated works expires 50 years from the end of the year in which the work was made, unless it was published, in which case the year of publication is the relevant year. Copyright in artistic works which have been commercially exploited by an industrial process expires 25 years after the work was first marketed, and that's in section 52. Commercially exploited means that more than 50 items have been made or manufactured, that is to say, not handmade. Some artistic works are excluded from this, for example, sculptures. Move on to section 9.2 in your notes, films. Copyright in films expires 70 years after the death of the last of either the principal director, the author of the screenplay, the author of the dialogue, or the composer of any music specially created for and used in the film, and that's in section 13b. 9.3 in your notes, sound recordings. Section 13A3 of the CDPA says that copyright expires at the end of 50 years after the sound recording was made or released. Released means played in public, broadcast, this is provided that the release is authorised. And you might have seen some recent publicity of people like Cliff Richards and I think some of the Rolling Stones who would like copyright and sound recordings to be increased. They clearly don't think they've made quite enough money yet. As far as broadcasts are concerned, that's section 9.4 on your notes, the duration of copyright is 50 years from the end of the year of the broadcast. And 9.5 in your notes, typographical arrangements of a published edition, or copyright expires 25 years from the end of the year in which the edition was first published, and you'll find that in section 15 of the CDPA. 9.6 is crown copyright. Any literary, dramatic, artistic or musical work made by the Queen or one of her servants or officers, that is to say the Crown, will attract crown copyright, and this lasts for a stonking great 125 years from the end of the year it was created, or if it was published up to 75 years after the end of the year of creation. It lasts for 50 years from the end of the year in which it was first published. Acts of Parliament enjoy 50 years of copyright protection from the date of royal assent. You might wonder why you'd want to protect an Act of Parliament. I guess there are other countries where maybe they might want to use our wonderfully drafted Acts of Parliament to give them inspiration for their own. Now we'll stop at this point, and next week we will go on to look at how you assign and license copyright and actually start to make some money from it.